What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing generational curse breaker placements. And I'm going in depth. This is going to be part two. So check out part one if you haven't already done that. So we're going to jump right into this. The biggest indicators are the fourth, the eighth, and the 12th house in the natal birth chart. Also, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Aries placements, okay, is going to be prevalent to what we are speaking about today. Also, there will be a big emphasis on harsh aspects related to Pluto, Mars, Moon, Saturn, and also the Sun. However, these are one that stick out the most. So the ones that I'm about to go over are going to be the ones that stick out the most pretty much. So let's just keep on going. So we have Pluto in the 12th house. Okay, so this placement indicates a lot of childhood trauma. These women and men have been through a lot in their life. Okay, these are the type of people that have seen a lot in their lifetime, even when they were children. Okay, they could have seen things that was outrageous, inappropriate, dangerous, okay, situations and encounters. So they could have been very much exposed to the dark side of life or the rougher side of life. So most people with this placement don't realize their own inner power, and they are extremely powerful individuals. Their inner power is actually hidden in their subconscious mind, underneath years of memories where they were told that they were powerless. Okay, now I'm not sure if you saw my Pluto in the 12th house video in the natal birth chart. Okay, but it does speak about this, and these individuals have to learn how to take their power back because they are extremely powerful men and women. All right, as you already know, generational curse breakers is what they are. Once they realize their true potential, their true power, that they are more than what they think that they are, okay, on a conscious level, then they can bring all of this energy out to the forefront and make some real powerful changes. Having Pluto in Scorpio and Pluto in the 12th house will be intensified with this placement when it comes to power. Once these men and women recognize their own power, they're literally unstoppable. Okay, we also have Chiron in Gemini. Or if you have Chiron in the 3rd house. So these women and men have a huge fear of being seen. They struggle to use their voice and speak their truth. Their path is usually the road to less travel, and it can feel isolated at times. Okay, so their traveling is being limited to some amount, to some degree. We already know that if this would have been in Sagittarius or in the 9th house, then that's going to be more travel, right? This is more about the community, getting more familiar with the community, your siblings and things like that. Also, having a fear of speaking their truth and speaking up and speaking out. Okay, so these could be the kind of people that early on in life, they could have been more quiet, more observant, paying attention. Usually when these people get older, they have a lot of things to say. Now, the being seen part, they really don't care about being seen too much, okay? But as it's stating, they have a fear of it. Okay, so even when you have a fear to something, you're drawing it to you, which means you're still going to be seen anyway in this case scenario. So they might have felt like their options never mattered in childhood and struggle with a need to be understood. Once they use their voice, they can affect powerful change to those around them. So these people can leave a major impact, a stain on somebody's brain when it comes to their lives. Okay, whether it's mentoring somebody or coaching somebody, guiding somebody, these people can make great guiding counselors, child reach out centers and things like that. Okay, they can really reach out to people, and this can go also for adults. Okay, people that's going through a difficult time in their relationships, and they can be that ear to listen, but also give you some interesting information and knowledge. Why? Because they have experience a lot of things in their lives where they felt like they couldn't speak their truth and they couldn't speak up. Okay, moving on to Lilith in Cancer, Lilith in the fourth house. So this placement indicates that the person will be working through generational trauma related to the mother or the maternal side of the family. Okay, so there is going to be some issues with the mother when we're speaking about Lilith in Cancer, Lilith in the fourth house. The way that the child perceives the mother growing up can be several different ways. I'm going to give a couple of scenarios. So the child could feel like the mother is weak or weak-minded. They could feel like she's all over the place. They could feel like she doesn't care. She doesn't give them emotional love and affection. They can feel like she's picking people over them. Okay, boyfriends, husbands. It can be work, religion, school. Okay, but for the most part, it was something that these children seen early on in life that made them feel like they wasn't protected at the home. Okay, because the fourth house in Cancer, it speaks about the home. All right, so emotional needs are likely not met in childhood, which causes the person to have trouble accepting, asking help from other people. But they also can't completely help themselves. So nurturing their emotions helps them unlock all the power of Lilith. These are the type of individuals that have to learn how to take care of themselves, look out for themselves. A lot of times in youth, they feel like they didn't have people to actually do these things. Now, they could have had people that was looking out for them and people that did care for them and people that did love them. Okay, but these people were not feeling the love. Okay, and that's the part that matters in this case scenario when it comes to the generational curse and breaking this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just breaking these chains on what is going on and taking place so that this won't linger on in their lineage. Okay, these people could also have a strong fear of having children themselves, and if they do have children, they're going to be very overprotective parents. Okay, Saturn conjunct Moon. So Saturn and the Moon have an opposing energy anyway. The Moon is nurturing and Saturn is a disciplinarian. Okay, we know that the Moon also has to deal with the home. It has to deal with ancestors. It has to deal with past lives and the childhood home, the mother, right? Where Saturn speaks about the father, it speaks about discipline, it speaks about order, structure, and things like that. Oftentimes, it can also be interpreted to represent the mother, Moon, and the father, Saturn. So, the paternal father figure might have been absent or ill. Okay, so Saturn conjunct Moon. This is a clear indication that your father could have been in your life, okay, right? But not around as much. He could have passed away early on in life. It could have been due to some kind of sickness or some kind of illness. He could have been killed, murdered, and things of that nature. But for the most part, when it comes to the mother, okay, she could have also, you know what I'm saying, been that father figure and mother figure in the individual's life. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit difficult, right? So, someone with this aspect basically has to become their own parent. They're forced to learn emotional regulation, self-respect, and self-love. Okay, so if the father was not in the home, even though the mother might have been trying to be both parents at once, okay, the child wasn't receiving the love and the child wasn't feeling that nurturing that they should be feeling. It was more about if you do this, then you'll get that. Okay, or you better do this or this will happen. Or a lot of conflict and a lot of turmoil. So it teaches them that they have value and likely break a lot of toxic cycles during self-growth. So we also have Mars in a fire sign. Okay, and in the fourth house. So we know what the fire signs are. The fire signs are Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Okay, so these people actually inherit a parent's reactive nature is likely with this placement. Fire signs are quickly to act, and they are sometimes viewed as impulsive. With a fire Mars in the fourth house, they'll be forced to confront their explosive anger. If not, they can repeat toxic generational curses in their lives. Okay? Their parents were likely aggressive and threatened, okay, their safety in the home. So this is considered a rough placement to have in the birth chart. Why? Because the things that was going on and taking place with them, these people may tend to do this to other people. Okay? It's like repeating and repeating a cycle, right? But the goal with this placement that they do have is that they can break this. Break this damn curse. Chiron in the fifth house, Chiron in Leo. So these people have inner child wounds. These individuals' self-expression is limited or repressed, likely due to wounds from a parent or a caretaker in the childhood. They hide the important parts of themselves and have a really hard time being vulnerable with anyone, including themselves. Embracing creativity and accepting themselves is how they will heal. In the process, they break negative generational curses. Okay, we have Moon in Capricorn, Moon in the 10th house people. So these people had a lot of expectations placed on them since they were children. They might have been forced to step up in the childhood and could have been more of a parent than their actual parents. So these people were taking charge, okay, stepping up as more of a little baby adult, okay, when they were supposed to be kids, when they were supposed to be teenagers, okay, so when they're kids, they was being like teenagers. When they was teenagers, they were being like adults, okay. So this can really affect the child, feeling like you have to grow up faster than what you need to. Okay, parents raising themselves and or siblings. That's what would be going on with them. So they're seen as the responsible ones and might have faded into the background, causing their needs to go unmet. Their caretakers could have put work before play, causing these individuals to adopt the same approach. They must learn how to be vulnerable and experience joy with others. Venus in Scorpio, Venus in the 8th house. So this is actually a bonus if it's in retrograde. So there will be trauma related to a person's sense of self-worth, and this is common with this placement. They might have low self-esteem or struggle to navigate relationships. There's a possibility that there is a possibility that your caretaker's relationship was violent, leaving them to be afraid of intimacy, divorce, or separation. There could be possessiveness or jealousy in romantic relationships as well. Even being obsessed or obsessiveness, finding a way to balance these energies and reshape how they define relationships helps. They also undergo the most transformation in romantic relationships. So these people struggle with intimacy. They struggle with relationships, getting deep on that level. Why? Because what they saw in their households might have been a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting, a lot of verbal abuse, mental abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse that could have led to a divorce or a separation in the home. Or maybe if they didn't divorce or separate in the home could have been very, very chaotic. Okay, and you didn't know what was going to go on and take place because they arguing all the damn time. You probably thought they was going to divorce or split. Okay, probably asking them, well, y'all gonna break up? Cause y'all keep arguing, and things like that. However, when it comes to their intimate relationships, okay, they can have a fear that these things are going to go on and take place. They don't want it to, but they know that it can because they've seen it in childhood. So these people need to learn how to break that whole curse cycle, so to speak, so that it won't take place anymore. So I'm going to leave this on this note for now, and in future videos to come, I will go more into depth into um, generational curse breakers, part 2. So if anybody wants to get their chart analyzed, please hit me up. If anybody wants to donate to the channel, please feel free. Okay, so this is a force of nature, spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.